another one I thought of that a lot of people. This may be like the number one that I've seen people talk about. It's a different country. Would be like Japan. I think that shit would go
Ooh,
super
yeah,
hard.
yeah, like a Tokyo. I think they
Yeah,
could absolutely do that for sure. That'd be dope.
that shit would go hard as hell. Because you could play like the Yakuza games. Like that's probably the best version of like Japan that you could probably get in a video game right now, or at least like maybe current day kind of Japan would be like playing some of those Yakuza games. Uh, but those Yakuza games are kind of limited because it's like you can't, there's no driving and there's no. It's not like it's open world, but you're just walking around and you can't. There's no weapons, and I don't think at least. Like I think it's just you play as the dude. You walk around. You can go in. To their thing, you could go into like certain bars and activities and stuff, but it is primarily like you just walk from mission to mission and get in fights. So having like a full open world Rockstar GTA style with cars and things like that, especially because it'd be kind of wild of like maybe that's where they can introduce kind of like an honor system like Red Dead because Japan is very honorable. Like there's not a ton of crime in Japan, so maybe that could be where they introduce like a GTA's honor system of like will you uphold Japan's standard here and be very honorable and good, or are you going to be someone that's doing absolutely insane stuff in the streets of Tokyo or Shinjuku or whatever? So yeah, that's the one on top of my list. I think would be really cool, especially again like just walking around, being able to go into all those stores and going into a ramen restaurant and things like that would be really cool as a character, especially if like the GTA in Tokyo, like if it centers around like you being in the Yakuza or kind of getting out of the Yakuza and rising up on your own. I think that's a very interesting like story to kind of go off of. So that's my
Yeah.
number one.
In terms of other countries, I also thought of a different country. I mean, I did think of Japan as well, but it wasn't the first country that came to mind. The first country that came to mind, which I think could probably lead to the funniest GTA game of all time for sure, is Australia. I think if you were to get a GTA in Australia, I think there's so much funny shit you can do out there
That could be
with that
fun.
whole country that I think that'd be super fun. I think there's so many. It's also such like a very like diversive island to where it's still like you've got all these like cities and then you got the beaches and then you got like the mountains and stuff like that. I think there's so much you can do with the landscape of Australia to make it like a really beautiful map. But again, I think it would just be so much fun.
That'd be crazy, especially like the crazy like Australia is like it's like Dathomir, bro. It's like they've got like the wildest amount of like creatures roaming around.
Yes.
So that would be fun, just free roaming out in like Australia and just coming across like the most insane types of snakes and giant tarantulas. And if they want to go into like the creepiness, because sometimes they do like the wacky creepiness. If you stumble upon some mutated snake that's 10 foot tall or some shit, like some weird ass shit would be pretty fun with the amount of creatures that are roaming around in Australia. Let me add that I don't plan on ever going to Australia because yeah, they got some weird shit down there, man.
That's
They got
exactly why I want
spiders
to
the
do
size of
GTA now,
walls
bro.
and shit. Yeah, it's insane.
Exactly, yeah.
Uh, Another one that I think could be very fun. That they kind of did it with Mafia 3, New Orleans. I think that'd be pretty fun. A current day kind
Ooh,
of New Orleans
I
with
can't
the
bet, yeah.
Bourbon Street obviously is the first thing I could think of, but just kind of again they kind of did it in a sense too with like Red Dead with the bayou and things like that. Having like the swamp areas. I think that'd be very fun. I mean, obviously we're gonna have swampy areas in GTA 6 because Florida. um, but yeah, I'm definitely just thinking at least like the visual of being able to like walk around Bourbon Street would be really really cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think of others. I mean,
Uh,
we are talking
I
about.
did think of like
Go ahead.
I did think of Chicago. I think that's a pretty easy one though. I think you could do Chicago pretty easily. I think it's just not only a very big city, but there's also so many different parts of that city that are so like very different from each other. But I feel like at the same time it could also be a little too close to Liberty City because it is just again like just a big city and whatnot. I think more so than anything, I just kind of want to see the bean in a GTA game. I think that's really just more so than anything I want to
Right.
see because I think that'd be funny.